Uh, so I was reading. This is what I was reading. I think this was on your profile. Focused AI solution delivering personalized dynamic destination content for customers like Virgin, Kimpton, and Marriott. That sounds very exciting.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's what we're all about, is providing the content. I think I could talk a little bit about how we do it, why we do it, and all that sort of stuff. But focus for us really is on the content side of things. So what do we deliver, not how do we
Yeah.
deliver it?
Yeah. Well, tell us what problem you set out to solve.
Yeah. So the problem we set out to solve is around connecting people to new places. So for our customers that are typically hotels, you mentioned Virgin, Kimpton. We work with most of the brands. So we've got Marriott's, Hilton's, various different IHG properties. And the problem for them is giving local information and local advice. So their staff, a lot of the time, their websites quite hard to update, their apps quite hard to update and create meaningful, relevant, engaging content in there, produce it and keep it up to date. And then at the actual hotel level, to make sure that their staff are aware of what's going on in the city, what's new, what's relevant to each individual person, is a really difficult thing to do. So that's the problem we've set out to solve. We do that a couple of different ways, but like I said, it all comes down to the content that we provide them.
So, what kind of content? So, tell us. Well, describe your solution for us.
Yeah, so we have a couple different solutions. We have a hosted web app. So this is something that hotels can use on property. Virgin, for example, they put a QR code on their key card holder that they give to guests, and they say this is your digital concierge. Guests can scan that QR code. It gets sent to them in messaging and in pre-arrival emails and that kind of thing as well. And it opens up a platform. The platform allows the guests to self-segment, tell them why they're there, who they're with, their interests, and close to 90% of people fill in those questions, and then they get given recommendations that also adjust based on things like, the weather, the time of day, that kind of thing. So you arrive at the hotel with your kids and it's raining. You're going to want a pretty different experience to, you're traveling for work. It's the middle of the summer. You have different reasons to be there. You're with different people, and so on. So that's our main solution. We just introduced, actually this week, an embeddable widget, so we can actually display this on directly into hotel websites and apps as well. And that's kind of the next evolution for us. So hotel websites, they often have some content on them, but a lot of the time we find that content is very limited and typically not hugely engaging. Quite a lot of the time also out of date. So the solution there with an embeddable widget means it's dynamic. It's always being refreshed and updated. There's a lot of content there, so it increases the engagement around 400%. And it's personalized, and there's a lot of data you can capture through that personalization as well.
I like that the guest fills out a few questions and it helps focus the content towards them. It's pretty interesting.
Totally. So I think you got to know, everyone's traveling for a different reason. You combine, there's just three questions, but if you know why someone's there and you know who they're with, the interests that they have, that they might have during the trip, are gonna change a little bit depending on those couple of things anyway. And then again, are you interested in fitness? So you got to keep your yoga routine up while you're traveling. Are you interested in wine? Are you interested in live music? Everyone wants to have a unique experience. Our customers are hotels. They want to provide a unique experience. I think as a good host, that's something they've always tried to do, but it's very difficult to do it, particularly at a hotel level. If you don't know the city that well, and if you don't know the person at all.
So talk to us about the so your platform reaches out into the internet and pulls in what's relevant. Talk to us about that piece.
Yeah, and that's what makes this really exciting, and why this couldn't really be done before. I think we've probably seen a few companies try and bring out solutions like ours over the years, but to scale it is really difficult. Our vision, what we always talk about internally, is producing local knowledge at a global scale. So local knowledge is not what's the best bar in town. You might not drink, you might be there for a different reason. Local knowledge is knowing what's right for you. And to do that for anywhere is really hard. So that's where we've been working on this for a few years. We got into it at a good time. AI has taken off in the last year, and we use it in a lot of different ways. So like you say, the big advantage of AI is automating really laborious tasks, and that starts with research for us. So using AI to crawl the web and identify relevant places, pull in information on those places, which combines information from APIs. So we use like obvious APIs like Google Places, TripAdvisor, and so on. And we bring in a lot of attributes from a lot of different places. We bring in a lot of imagery from a lot of different places, and then we apply various models to assess, score, and rank those things. So, what's the best image that we want to display, for example, of the 300 or so that we can access for this place? And so, when I mentioned earlier that it's about the content, it really is. I think what differentiates us from a lot of other companies is not, AI can be a chatbot. It's cool that it can talk to you, but that's not the most interesting use case. For us, it's the focus is on the output. What information do we share, not how do we share it?
So tell us about your customer experience. What are they experiencing?
Yeah, so personalization's at the heart of it. So, we work with different hotels across different categories. We've got, Holiday Inns, Kimptons, we've got five-star independent hotels, but it's not about the hotel, it's about the person. That's what makes it a really, really good experience. So I mentioned you might be traveling for work, you might be on your own, you might want a quiet place where you can sit at the bar and have dinner. That might be in the hotel, it might be near the hotel, it might be a different part of town. If you're traveling with your kids, you might be looking at events. What events are happening? So it's not just static places. I think the obvious thing could be bars, restaurants, coffee shops. The slightly less obvious are going to be yoga studios, parks, beaches, running routes, that kind of thing. But even events, and obviously tours and activities and all that sort of stuff in there as well. But the key thing here is we're pretty agnostic about that. It's what's the right thing for the individual, and so we can bring in a lot of different sources of data there.
So what's the feedback from your customer? What are the results? What are they liking?
Yeah, so we use a CSAT score as a pop-up after a certain amount of engagement. The average is 96% across all of our customers. So that's the average guest satisfaction score. And the average session is around close to 8 minutes. So usage and engagement is really high. What our staff or what the staff in the hotels we work with tell us is that's what it's all about. It's providing a better experience with less effort, in a real summary. And so guest satisfaction and how much engagement is there and how much pressure is taking off of them. That's the metrics that for us tell us we're doing a good job for our customers who are the hotels, and we're providing a really good experience for their customers, who's the end user.
A better experience with less effort. I like that.
That's what it's all about. And I could overcomplicate it and interview our customers and dig in and really, really try and understand why they're buying our solution. And that's always what it comes down to. Front desks are getting smaller. There's
Yeah.
obviously staffing problems, and technology's creating opportunities. Most people want a personalized experience. The vast majority of people expect that now. And if you can do that with technology and reduce the pressure at the same time, then everyone's winning.
Very good. Well, it sounds great, Colum. I appreciate you joining me.
Cheers, Jason. Thank you.